good Saturday afternoon to you in the early part of February, and it's the late part of the regular season in girls high school basketball. Welcome to, as you see, center court, the Block M for Midview High School, for today's Southwestern Conference matchup between the host school, the Middies, and the Pioneers of Elyria. I'm Ron Yautz, along with me, my partner Jared Kozar, and running camera today, Midview graduate Zach Sprague. Pleased to bring you this broadcast today. We're expecting a real good basketball game between these two teams who honestly both have struggled this year, and that's why we think today's game will be a great matchup. Midview comes into the game 6 wins, 15 losses overall in the season. The Pioneers of Elyria 3-16 on the year, but for Elyria, 2 of those 3 wins have come in their last 2 games, so they come into this matchup against Midview today on a 2-game win streak. The Middies come in on a 5-game losing streak, but I was talking to Brittany McNamara Cole, the head Midview basketball coach, before the game today, Jared, and in those 5 losses leading into today, they were in every game. They lost by 6 points to Berea Mid-Park, one of the top teams in the Southwestern Conference. They lose by 6 to Bay. They lose by 6 to North Ridgeville. And then they lose by 7 to Avon. So each one of those games, when the fourth quarter came around, the Middies were in a position to win it.
And what have we talked about throughout the second half of this schedule, Ron? Avon getting healthier. Ridgeville kind of realizing who they are talent-wise and putting it together as well. We saw them really take apart this Elyria team in the second half a couple weeks back when we had the game over at Elyria. And, of course, you mentioned Berea Mid-Park. You know, they were right in the conversation for a conference title until about 12 hours ago when Jordan Eaton and the Lady Bulldogs of Olmsted Falls captured the conference crown in a girls-boys doubleheader over there at Falls last night. So, but, you know, you're talking about Berea Mid-Park competing for a conference title, and as we mentioned, Avon getting better and Ridgeville right in the thick of things. So, yeah, there's a thought that you're playing pretty good competition.
Well, the last time these two teams played, it was back in early January, almost a month ago. It was January 10th, the last time these two teams played. That game was at Elyria High School, and it was a game that the Middies dominated, 64-39. The final in that one, Midview beat Elyria. The Middies, with that win, they were in the middle of 4 wins in 6 games. 4 of their 6 overall wins came during that stretch. They beat a team just before Christmas, Altamonte Christian, in a holiday tournament. Then they knocked off Elyria. They beat North Olmsted. They lost Olmsted Falls, and then they beat Amherst. But since that time, they haven't won. The Middies haven't won since the 17th of January, so they're looking to win today. Jared, this is their final regular season game. Elyria will have 2 more after today. But for Midview, this is the end of the regular season. The tournament is next, and obviously that'll start in the middle of February. So,
yeah, their draw will be tomorrow. You know, a lot of people not familiar with the new format, the way the tournament selection is, the draw. Divisions 3 through 6 go tomorrow, or through 5 tomorrow. And then the following week will be the bigger schools in 1 and 2. So that's different. We got a lot of reaction from coaches today. Rob Polinsky and I on the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show, basically outlining kind of what their thoughts are on it, things like that. Some really good responses about, you know, just candid. Kurt Russell, longtime guy, says, we don't really like it. It seems different for us and that we're separate from everybody else because we're a smaller school. Joe Mackey at Brunswick, on the other side of that spectrum, a bigger school, said, we don't like it. I'm more old school, and I thought that this was, kind of a concession that was made really to just have more teams involved in the tournament and theoretically at the end of the year the ability to hoist more trophies. He really didn't mince words about it.
Well, Joe has never minced words.
No.
So it's great input to have from, a guy who has spent his entire life around competitive basketball. So both teams, warm-ups are complete. Brittany McNamara Cole has her team huddled up in front of the Midview bench. Tony Brown getting his girls together in front of the Pioneer bench. They'll all line up for the national anthem here at Kabuski Gym at Midview High School. Southwestern Conference-wise, Jared talked about it a little. Olmsted Falls 13-1. Berea Mid-Park and Avon Lake both behind them with 2 losses. And this week, Jared and I will bring you the Avon Lake Berea Mid-Park game.
The same crew.
And Zach Sprague. And then after that, it's Ridgeville with 6 losses. Avon is 6-7. Midview's 3-10. Amherst is 1-12, and Elyria is 1-12. We're going to head down to courtside to public address announcer and athletic director Dan May as we get ready for this afternoon's national anthem.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Pioneer starting lineup being announced. Caden DeChant, number 1, a 5'3 junior. Number 3, Arabella Sauer, a 5'8 senior. Arabella can hit the 3. She's had 42 on the year. Number 4, Brooklyn Cruz, 5'5 junior. Lex Lucky, 6-foot sophomore, leads the team in rebounds, 8 per game, and blocks 5 per game. And then Cam Scott, their 5'6 junior, the sharpshooter, leads the team in scoring. Cam Scott averaging 14 points per game. For the Middies, they have 9 seniors they are honoring today on Senior Day. 5 of those will start, including this one, number 1, Jordan Kinder. Kinder, a 5'6 senior. Also starting, one of the 9 seniors, number 2, Leah DeFranco. DeFranco, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists every time she laces up those basketball shoes. Hunter Crum, number 4, 5'8 senior, 9 points, 5 rebounds for Crum, the presence inside. Riley Fry wears number 10. Fry, a 5'6 senior guard. Riley, 2 points, 3 rebounds a night for the Middies. Number 11, Bella Makowski, a 5'5 senior guard for head coach Brittany McNamara-Cole. Number 12, it's Maddie Babel. Babel, a 5'8 senior guard. Number 14, Millie Volney. Volney, a 5'8 senior as well. So they've got 7 senior players, and they have 2 team managers that are seniors for Midview, Marissa McGee and Taylor Mueller-Lancer. And McGee will actually go in the game for a little bit tonight, this afternoon. Coach Brittany McNamara-Cole let me in on a little team secret. They're going to get Marissa McGee, their senior team manager, in the game for just a bit. She'll wear 23. So when we see 23 enter the game, no, it's not Michael Jordan, no, it's not LeBron James, it's Marissa McGee. So if you're going to play one game in high school and you get to pick your number, that's not a bad number to pick, right, Jared?
Pretty good number to go with, I think. Of course, near and dear to me, a LeBron James fan, no doubt about it. But I might go with the Craig Elo.
Midview wins the tip. Volney had the basketball. The Middies in their white on their home court. Their court named after longtime coach here, Troy DeFranco. Troy's niece is on the floor right now for the Middies, Leah DeFranco. That's Volney with a steal inside. Millie missed it, but the Middies will keep it. Middies are launching shots right now, and up and over the back and drawing a foul will be Hunter Crum. Crum at 5'8" is a physical presence inside. Crum and her younger sister Harley, both at 5'8", and when Hunter was introduced with her mom and dad on senior day, you can see why Hunter Crum and her sister are both 5'8", because her dad is a big, big man. Elyria pounds the ball inside, so they're big inside, and the Middies with good double-down defense. Midview comes into this game scoring-wise, averaging 44 points per game. That Elyria defense coming out has been good, but the second chance opportunities for the Middies have made a difference. That's Hunter Crum inside with her first two. Jared, I saw the Middies way back at the beginning of the year in the DeFranco tournament here on a Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving Thursday. And in that game, they knocked off Vermilion. So it's fitting that I do their first game and now do their last game, because I could bookend it with wins if they knock off the Pioneers.
Pretty tight game in that contest against Vermilion.
Long three. That one looked good for a long time. Elyria picks up the loose ball, and Midview picks up a foul. I think it's going to go on Crum. It will. Hunter's first.
It's really interesting, Ron. You bring up the DeFranco Classic, that showcase of 6 games brought to you on WEOL.com that day, the day before Thanksgiving. And think about how much has transpired since then, not only from a basketball standpoint, but, the holidays, a new year, and just a ravaged Northern Ohio by weather. Your personal accounts on those are really drawing some views on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page and Twitter accounts.
Yeah, if you want to see me out in the cold by the waterfalls or the Great Lake Erie, go on to the Chronicle Telegram Twitter page. I enjoy bringing you those cold reports. So the Middies are up 2-0 early here. The baskets are hard to come by for both teams. And there's an offensive foul. Riley Fry just kind of led with her elbow. That would have been a great stiff arm for the football team on the field behind us. But on the basketball court, it's a foul. And for Riley, that's her first. With the steal is Jordan Kinder. That's Jordan with the basketball. Good vision. Left block, shot was missed by Makowski, but Annabella got fouled, and she's going to shoot free throws.
Yeah, off of the turnover, waiting for Kinder to find a teammate trying to create off of that steal. Still a chance to convert here at the line and make this a successful trip down floor.
So this is Makowski, one of the 7 seniors, wearing Midview royal blue and white this year. And here comes McGee, number 23. Their team manager. And I paused on purpose so you could hear Athletic Director Dan May announce Marissa's name, and then the cheer that went up was fantastic. That cheer rivals the cheer that Jared Kozar got when he walked in the gym today.
Oh, they weren't happy to see me. It was Zach Sprague when he walked in. It was a homecoming.
Yeah, the Midview guy, Zach Sprague, doing a great job on camera for us today. It's 3-0 Midview. Elyria trying to pound that ball inside. And good defense, real good defense by Midview's Jacinta Miller. But sticking with it is Lexus Lucky. Lucky, a sophomore, a physical presence inside. That's McGee with the basketball. DeFranco found an open teammate in Makowski, and Leah was underneath. That rebound came hard off the glass, almost took DeFranco's teeth out. Fouls on Leah DeFranco. So not long ago, a couple of games ago, DeFranco hit 1,000 points for her career. And obviously that's a significant thing. Not many players on the girls or boys side in high school basketball hit 1,000. And Leah has had a stellar career as Elyria turns the ball over. Jared, you and I 4 years ago remember when DeFranco, Leah was the starting point guard on the team that made it all the way to the Final Four.
Yeah, absolutely, a very special run for that iteration of the Lady Middies. And Rob Polinsky and I commented last week about how, Leah had missed a number of games throughout her career too, so that makes the 1,000 even that more impressive.
That was DeFranco with the miss and the rebound, of course, by Lucky. Elyria down the other way, down 3, put up a 3, didn't get it, but Lucky with the rebound follow. Alexis Lucky has all 4 points for Elyria, and the Pioneers take a 4-3 lead.
You mentioned, Ron, she's a presence physically inside and likes to be able to follow her own miss and collect it. That is a weapon for Tony Brown or anybody that's fortunate enough to have a 6-foot sophomore.
Good ball movement by the Middies, creates an open look, but that shot partially blocked, but getting the loose ball was Jacinta Miller. Miller in the right place at the right time. Miller with a bucket, and the Middies with a 5-4 lead. Just underway here at Kabuski Gym, Troy DeFranco Court at Midview High School. Ron Jantz, Jared Kozar, and Zach Sprague along with you. So the turnover, DeFranco comes up with it, and it's obvious Elyria is going to pound the ball. They really want to get it into number 15 every time they can, Alexis Miller, and then traveling with it on the break, Elyria will turn it over. That's Caden DeChant, who had active feet.
And had a chance to come away with a bucket there and take the lead for her team. So 4 turnovers now for Elyria here. 3:18 still left to play here. Quarter number 1, a developing storyline, the team foul situation for the Middies. They've got 4 right now. The next one would put Elyria at the line for the remainder of the period.
Well, we'll see how things settle in. The start of this game, specifically for Midview, and a steal and a break. It's Sauer on the break, and Bella misses the bunny. Midview started all their seniors. Then they played a senior manager for a few minutes. So once this game settles in and their traditional rotation starts to play again, we'll see how things go for the Middies. But right now, Jared, you're absolutely right. They're a little disjointed, and because of that disjointedness, they are fouling everywhere on every spot on this court right now.
Yeah, you mentioned it's a little bit of a different set of circumstances in terms of the lineup out there, and credit Brittany McNamara Cole and her staff for trying to arrange that, especially with multiple seniors that they had to get in there too. It's 7. It's not just like it's 3 or 4.
It's 8 with the manager.
Right.
There's a dribble drive layup. That was Camp Scott. Scott with her first bucket. We'll call her name a lot this afternoon. She leads the team in scoring. She scores 14 a night. Middies have struggled from outside, and there's a rebound and a follow. So as much as they've struggled from the outside, they have been very good inside. And for Midview, that's a Jacinta Miller rebound and a bucket. She's got 2. She's got 4 points.
Miller doing the dirty work inside and giving up some size, obviously, to Lucky.
Elyria possesses the basketball. Guess who? They went inside, and the Pioneers had called a timeout.
Tony Brown did not want the timeout after he saw the result of what was going on out there. So a tough spot to be in for Tony Brown, but a 30-second timeout nonetheless. We'll keep it here with 2:07 left to play in the first period. Guys, let's talk about, just sort of what's going on throughout our week here on WEOL.com coming up. I mean, obviously we're together today. Tuesday evening, it'll be Lorraine over at Avon Boys Hoops. So that one, a non-conference matchup Tuesday night. And then, again, a rare Thursday ball game. It'll be the 3 of us making our way to Berea Mid-Park, Avon Lake and Berea Mid-Park, basically battling for second place in the SWC girls basketball. Friday night's the big showdown, Ron. That's going to be Keystone hosting Brookside for, an outright conference championship in the Lorain County League if you're Brookside, and a share if you're Jeff Holzhauer and the Wildcats looking to battle at their home gym.
Think there'll be a few people in that gym at Keystone on Friday night?
I got to think so.
They may be lined up on Route 301. The traffic may be impressive. That's Camp Scott, impressive on the drive. She's got 4, and Alexis Lucky has for those two have scored all 8 points so far for Elyria. And it's the Pioneers with the lead, and there's Brown with the steal. Cam Scott ahead. Scott with the left hand, ball fake, put it up. And Cam Scott's got 6. So just like that, Elyria scores back-to-back buckets out of that timeout. I know Tony didn't want the timeout after he called it, but it has turned out good. And a bank shot from near top of the key by Jacinta Miller.
Maybe having the game of her career right now, 6 of the 9 points for her team.
Well, she's doubled up on her season average. She averages 3 points, 2 rebounds a night for the Middies, but she's got 6 right now, and we're a minute left in this first quarter. That was Miller with the defense on Alexis Lucky. Here's DeFranco, the senior. Finds an open teammate, 3 in the air, and it's long. But DeFranco's there for the rebound, loose ball. And they're going to say a jump ball. The Middies will keep it. Midview on their home court. Final game for these seniors on this court. Tournament is next for Midview. DeFranco will get it. Leah looking to pass. Dribbled back, created her own shot. It was missed, but how about the rebound by Volney? Millie Volney real active in the early part of this basketball game. Another open look for the Middies. Jared, the Middies are getting all sorts of open looks. They just can't knock down a shot right now. And Elyria can't get a defensive rebound. They finally grab one, and it's Cam Scott. Talking to Tony Brown before the game, I said, what has been different in the 2-game win streak that you're on after losing 15 in a row? The Pioneers had lost 15 straight before the 2-game win streak. There's a steal, DeFranco on the break. Shot was missed, Leah got the rebound, and that follow does not go, and the quarter's over. I'll continue the story about Elyria's recent success after this timeout. 1 quarter in the books from Kobuski Gym, DeFranco Court. It's 10-9, Elyria over Midview.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
So look at what the girls basketball team has done in their history. You can look back in the 70s. That was the Lakeland Conference. It was back when I was at Midview High School, late 70s. And then, of course, that regional championship in 2023. Leah DeFranco was asked this week what her favorite on-court memory was during her 4 years at Midview High School, and she said, winning that regional championship against Solon with her cousins on the floor with her, and booking the ticket to the Final Four in Dayton.
That was a heck of a team, heck of an experience when you think about everything that went into that. And I know that it was Rob, you, and myself for WEOL that went down there. You had a little bit of a different experience than Rob and I, probably a better one, but it was just a special weekend of basketball.
Well, you guys had me working the sidelines, and it was special duty. Elyria again works it inside, and Midview with active hands. I don't know if it was DeFranco that knocked it out. It was either Leah or Audrey Gerber, the junior. But, I was near the bench for most of the game, trying to give some insight as to how Coach McNamara Coles was coaching that game. And Midview had that Cincinnati team beat, and they had a 7-minute stretch between the middle of the third into the fourth where they went scoreless, and that was the difference in that ball game.
And they look like a totally different team that went out there the next night and played against Olmsted Falls.
Yeah, that Cincinnati team just absolutely handed Olmsted Falls their lunch in that state championship game. I think Mary Mang was the difference. Mary played inside for Midview. She handled that big for Cincinnati, and Olmsted Falls didn't really have anybody on their roster that could do that.
They had a lot of depth. They tried to throw a lot of different looks at her. I think if you asked Jordan Eaton about that today, he said he would tell you that made him that much more hungry to get back there the next year and capitalize.
And they did. Another 3-ball by the Middies that is missed, and yet another offensive rebound. Riley Fry with it on the perimeter, playing catch out there with Miller. This is DeFranco. Catch, shoot, nailed it. That's Hunter Crum. Crum with a 3. She's got 5 points.
First 3-ball of the game for either team.
The Middies take the lead, 12-10. Midview was up 7-5. Then Elyria went on a 5-0 run. Now it's Midview with their own 5-0 run. We expect this game to be just like it's been played, back and forth. The Middies have really no answer right now for the inside game of Elyria, specifically Alexis Lucky. Fouls on Jacinta Miller. Miller at 5'7" has drawn the unlucky duty of guarding Lexus Lucky, because Lucky is 6 foot.
And to this point, though, held her ground. So give Miller credit there. And I think that you're in a situation, if you're her, that you're going to have a foul called on you there, and maybe that's a smart play. Somewhere else down the line.
Lucky makes both free throws like a veteran. Just a 10th grader at Elyria High School. She's got 6, half of her team's 12 points. Game's locked at 12. We got 6:20 left in this first half. Midview drawing the defense, setting up another outside look. That's Gerber, and Audrey hits a 3. Audrey Gerber, the junior. They're going to call it a 2. So it's 14-12. And another whistle inside. The fouls you pointed out earlier, Jared, are really piling up.
Midview was able to, kind of weather the storm in that first quarter. They were stuck on the floor, never got to the penalty situation. But here we are, still 6 minutes left here in the half. They're already at the 2 here. We'll see what goes on.
In for Elyria, Kyra Body. And Nalani Vinovich. Vinovich, a sophomore, wearing number 22. Body, a senior, wearing number 12. Midview up a point. Working the ball on the perimeter. That's where Midview's game has been. Outside. Out top. Here's DeFranco in the corner, 3 in the air. That's Gerber again, and Audrey just had to roll off. Miller got the rebound, and Midview will keep the loose ball. Leah DeFranco, it gets around the defensive presence, but a foul called on Caden DeChant. Chance first. Jared, is it just my observation, or is it reality? Is Leah DeFranco passing up opportunities right now just to get everybody involved? I don't think she's taken a shot yet.
I think she's got 1 bucket, and that would be it, but or 1 attempt. But you're right. I think she's trying to get everybody else involved, and maybe knows that there's going to be a situation where it's going to fall to her to make buckets and get stops on the other end too.
Elyria just traveled with a basketball. That was Caden DeChant, unhappy with the call, but it's the right call. Final regular season game of the year for Midview. The tournament's next. Tournament draw for Brittany McNamara Cole will happen tomorrow. Tony Brown told me he doesn't go to his tournament draw till February 15th.
Correct. It's a week, yeah.
There's a 3, and it's perfect for Hunter Crum. And Crum's got 8 points.
That's exactly what we were discussing with coaches today. It's like, how do you like that? How do you feel about that being kind of segregated in terms of the lower divisions from Division 1 and 2?
And a good dribble drive with a reverse by Cam Scott. Tony felt that he might not play till February 25th, like 10 days after the draw. Now that remains to be seen, but that's a long time not to play.
Now, is that a situation of Tony, maybe not want to gravitate to the bye, but there might not be an option at that point where somebody doesn't want to take a bye and they exercise their right to jump on somebody else?
Well, I don't know. We didn't get into the details of it, but interesting. Here comes Elyria. They're down a bucket, 17-15. This is Cam Scott with a basketball. She has been outstanding. Scott on the outside, Lucky on the inside. It's the chant with it. Caden looks inside, and there's Miller. Oh, they're going to call Lucky for 3 seconds. I thought they were going to get Jacinta Miller for up and around the shoulder, but it's Lucky they call for camping out a little bit too long in the lane.
Matt Mossberger, one of our officials, he provides some interesting calls from time to time in terms of what you might see out there.
My partner, Jared Kozar, knows every official in Lorain County. He is the bookworm when it comes to the people in the stripes. This is Volney on the baseline, looking for a cutter in the lane. It's Miller, and Jacinta lost it, but her teammate Volney kept it. Good ball movement. The Middies finding their open teammates. And there's a look at it, long three, and it's a air ball. One of the first misses by Hunter Crum. She has been real good from outside.
Ron, years ago, breaking into this business with Tim Alcorn and doing games with him, he said, we really need to focus on something that I think you're good at, and that's going to be knowing the officials, remembering the officials. That's where we're going to put you to work at. And, well, it never stopped, I guess.
How many years of official documentation have you had now, Jared?
We went over 20 in October.
Wonderful. Congratulations. That's Miller with the steal, jumped the passing lane, knew that Elyria liked to get it into Lucky, and Jacinta just predicted the pass, stole it. That's Volney. She's in trouble, and there's a reach-in foul. No, they're gonna say jump ball, and the Pioneers are gonna get the basketball back. Elyria trying to win their 3rd game in a row after going into last week, the first week of February, with only 1 win in 3 months. November, December, and January, the Pioneers had won only once. And then they win twice in the first week of February. They'll keep the ball.
And you get one of those being a conference win against Amherst on Wednesday evening. So for Tony Brown and company, what a boost that would be. You mentioned 3 games left still regular season. And if they're anticipating that type of a layoff before they play their first tournament game, you really need to make these count.
You know, I asked Tony, I said, what's been the difference? And he said, we're scoring. And he chuckled and I chuckled because, you know, that's like the obvious answer, kind of the obvious answer. And what he meant by that is we have more than one person scoring. He said we have more than Cam Scott scoring right now, and one of the other folks is that one right there, Alexis Lucky. Lucky's got 8, Scott's got 8. And he really thought that having multiple players score, it was Cam and it was Bella Sauer, real good. Miller and Lucky. You got Jacinto Miller for the Middies working inside, and you've got Lucky working inside, and they've got to drag bodies down the floor every time each other. I remember talking to Doug Deacon once, and he was a real good tackle for the Cleveland Browns, and I asked him, he was at an Indians game with his son, who was about 8 years old at the time, and I said to Doug, I said, that's really nice. Tony Brown's talking to the officials right now. You can see it in your shot.
Yeah, I think he's been warned, and now that's a technical foul.
So Coach Brown gets a technical.
Now, don't know what was said, what that exchange was. Matt Mossberger told him you're getting a warning, and I think that Tony Brown didn't think he went through the stop sign once that conversation continued.
It happened right in front of us. So the technical foul is going to be shot now. And this will be Miller that will shoot it. The point I was making about Miller and Lucky is Deacon said Doug Deacon said, I'd rather have Deacon Jones head slap me for 4 quarters than take a couple of 8-year-olds to a baseball game. Meaning he was dead tired after lining up against Deacon Jones. You know, Robert Parrish used to say that defensively about having to guard Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the Celtics-Lakers games. You know, you get tired when you're playing inside. You're a big person. You got another big body banging on you the whole game.
Well, and the rules were different for Kareem than anybody else, too. That's what the Chief was referring to, I think, more than anything else.
DeFranco making the free throws.
Split the T, I think, is what happened. She missed the first and then got the second. Now Midview gets possession, so that's a huge swing potentially. They were shooting free throws, got more free throws, and now they get the ball.
Midview's up 2. We got 2:30 left to play in this opening half. Middy's trying to win just for the 7th time this year and the 4th time in the Southwestern Conference. Gerber with the ball. DeFranco. No, that's not DeFranco. That's right wing shot by Crum, and Hunter missed the shot. It was Miller and Lucky going up for it. And there it is, that matchup between Lexus Lucky and Jacinta Miller ended in a jump ball.
They get
Coming
the ball
in from behind and fouling on the shot was Brooklyn Cruz for Elyria.
Yeah, the ball went right into Miller, so not backing away from any of the challenge here. She creates the tie-up, which keeps the possession with Midview. They're going to take a timeout here. It'll be a full timeout, so we're going to take one as well. Be back here in a moment. Girls Cage matchup here on a Saturday afternoon from Midview High School, online at WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
At the Shipyard here at Midview High School. Just want to remind everybody the WEOL Cage matchup live on WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel. It's Midview hosting Elyria, and we're thankful for our sponsors, not only today but every day. Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, located on Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Lorraine County Community College, real education for good jobs. This is Miller at the foul line, Jacinto for Midview. The Lorraine Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your touchdown energy partner, and the City of Elyria. Visit cityofelyria.com today. Also, EcoTree Services, as Miller hits one of two free throws. EcoTree Services, your complete tree care company. So it's 20-17 Midview. We got 2:10 left to play in this opening half from Kabuski Gym and DeFranco Court. Floater inside, missed, and the rebound comes down to the Middies. That's Gerber. Audrey grabbed the loose ball. DeFranco with it. Leah with a little shimmy. Floater in the lane, back of the rim, and it drops for Leah DeFranco. It's her first bucket. She's got 3 points. And the Middies with their largest lead, it's 22-17.
Blocking foul on Midview. Audrey Gerber picks it up, her second. So we talked about the team foul situation. Role reversal from where we were at in the first quarter. Elyria now with 4 team fouls. Midview just picked up their third. Minute and 40 left here in the half. That could be a storyline to follow.
Arabella Sauer checks back in for the Pioneers, and she'll get that inbound. Sauer shoots it, and that air ball picked out of the air by Jacinta Miller. Here comes DeFranco. Looking middle, goes left, and pushed out of bounds, and picking up a foul for Elyria will be Bella Sauer.
So here will be free throws the rest of the way out now if it's a defensive foul on the Pioneers. I think that they just realized it's going to be 2 shots.
So Gerber will step to the foul line. Audrey, the junior. She's got a bucket so far. She hit a 3. Kind of the pattern of free throws for both teams today. Miss one, make one, or make one, miss one. Back in for Midview, Riley Fry. Gerber will take a seat with 4 points. Fry's back in. Riley, the 5'6" senior, scoreless so far. 7 senior basketball players for Midview today on senior day.
Somewhat methodically run. Midview's built a 6-point lead in a slow-scoring game. That feels like a pretty big hill.
If you look at how it's gone, Jared, Midview led 3-0, then they were down 4-3. They led 7-5, then they were down 10-7. Then they were up 12-10. Then they were up 17-13. Then it was 19-17. So you're right, it's been A little bit of this, a little bit of that, but not a lot of either. And you look up, and it's a 6-point lead. That's Miller, strong to the basket and lucky with the block shot, but Alexis is going to get called for the foul. How about the first step that time by Jacinta Miller?
Yep, got around her defender and a strong move. And you're right. Lucky probably thought, well, I can get back there and recover, but Miller was willing to give up that contact and try her luck at the line.
Lucky with 2 fouls, and Miller back at the foul line where she's still looking for her first free throw. DeFranco had the rebound. It was ripped out of her hands by Emma Edwards. So, nice play by Edwards. Cam Scott with the basketball for Elyria. We're inside a minute left to play. Midview's in his zone. Scott will shoot over it and make it. How about Cam Scott? It's 11 points for the senior guard for the Pioneers.
And sometimes you got to take matters in your own hands if you're the point guard and things aren't working offensively.
Speaking of, Leah DeFranco sensed that moment and dribble drive to the basket. She'll shoot free throws.
Well, and you expect that out of your senior leader, knowing the situation. Team fouls at 5, and if I attack, there's a good chance there's going to be some sort of contact, and I'll get a chance to go to the line.
Midview's free throws have not been anything to
numbers they're going to want to forget at the
about.
half. When we talk, we'll catch up on that, but you're correct.
Leah herself just 2 of 4. 40 seconds left. Middies up 4. It's 24-20. Another 3, and this one's missed. And grabbing the rebounds for the Middies is Hunter Crum. This is Leah DeFranco with it. Now in the corner, 3 in the air by Fry. Riley's shot didn't go. Miller fighting for the rebound. And stepping out of bounds after she grabbed it was Illyria's Bella Sauer. So there was a great fight for the ball right on that baseline. Sauer won the grab, but unfortunately for her, was standing out of bounds. Midview will try again. Riley Fry again, rattle and drop. The Middies finally got one of those rattlers to go. And it's back to a 7-point lead. 27-20, Middies. We got inside 10 seconds left in the half. Elyria is going to get one last shot. They better go in a hurry. We're down to 3 seconds. Cam Scott off the screen. 1 second. Cam Scott gets the shot off. And it's not close. 1 half in the books. It was a workmanlike half for both teams. And the Middies with a 7-point lead at halftime as both teams head to the locker room. It's 27-20 from Kabuski Gym to Franco Court at Midview High School. We'll be
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Home of the Middies. Midview graduate Zach Sprague on the camera today for your Chronicle Telegram YouTube broadcast. It is halftime here at Midview High School, and the home team's up 7. It's 27-20. Taking a look at the scoring in the first half for Elyria, it's real simple. 2 players have scored, and it was one of the things that Tony Brown talked to me about pregame. He said when we have more than one person score, we have a chance to win, and sometimes do win, and he thought they had really started to do that in the last 2 games with 2 wins. But right now it's limited to 2 players. Alexis Lucky's got 8, and Cam Scott's got 12, and that's it for the Pioneers. They've got 20 points. Midview's got 5 players in the scorebook so far at halftime. Riley Fry has a 3-point shot that she's made. She's got 3 points. Audrey Gerber hit a 3 plus a free throw. She's got 4. Leah DeFranco, 2 free throws and a bucket. She's got 4. And then leading the way for Midview, 2 players, a sophomore and a senior. The sophomore, Jacinta Miller. Miller playing in the post at 5'7". She's got 8 points. Not only is she their co-leader scoring-wise, but she's done a real nice job on her defensive assignment. Alexis Lucky, the 6-foot sophomore for Elyria. And then Hunter Crum, this 5'8" senior for the Middies, has 8 points, and that includes 2 3-point shots made for Hunter Crum. Jared?
Thank you, Ron. In the first half here, statistically, Elyria 8 of 20 from the field, 40%. So maybe just need to take more looks at the bucket in order to make it happen. 40% so far in the afternoon. 3 of 4 at the line, 75% there. So when you're looking at that, there's some good things for Elyria. 9 rebounds. Here's the number, 10 turnovers. I'm not sure exactly how many Middy points that led to, but 10 turnovers in the first half, a number that I think that Tony Brown and company would like to see shrink a little bit more in that second half. For the Lady Middies in the first half of play, they got that 7-point lead, 27-20. It was not necessarily efficient, though. 9 of 32 from the field, 28% so far. Really hoisted a lot of looks from 3. 3 of 19 from downtown. So they're hitting a couple, but they're taking a lot. Now, some of that could be, again, senior day personnel and, just not your normal rotation or lineup, but, it has normalized itself, I think, as the second quarter went on here this afternoon. A big area of improvement for the Middies that they're going to have to look at in the second half. 6 of 14 at the line. So that's a number we talked about they weren't going to be very proud of. 43%. Nowhere really to go but up, I think, as the second half awaits us in about 5 minutes. 17 rebounds, doing a great job of pulling down those boards, getting second chance opportunities, and doing a fairly good job of taking care of the basketball as well with just 4 turnovers throughout the first half of play. I want to pass along a score also in SWC action today. It is Avon up on Amherst at the half by a score of 21-12. So that's a halftime score over between those two teams. Again, a girls-boys doubleheader for Berea Mid-Park and Falls last night, so there won't be a girls basketball game there. And your other game is going to be Avon Lake and Ridgeville doing battle this afternoon.
What was the final in that Olmsted Falls Berea Mid-Park girls
45-36. It was a pretty low-scoring game, and I think Jordan Eaton wanted it that way. He wanted that to be a fight, and he knew that they could win in the fourth quarter. We had an excellent basketball game Wednesday evening, Avon Lake and Falls. That was 33 apiece going into the fourth quarter. Falls put the clamps down on them, and they were able to come away with a victory that night. But it sort of felt just from Jordan's description of what happened this morning when we talked to him on the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up show that those final minutes unfolded in very much the same way, because I think the Avon Lake game ended up being a 7-point game, 47-40. Give credit to Paul Apple and his staff. They fought a team with, let's be honest, state aspirations,
right.
regional final aspirations, and
in Oak Falls.
In Oak Falls, a tough place to play, and it was 33-all. And as Jordan admitted today on the wrap-up show, he's like, yeah, they had some steam going into that fourth quarter, did Avon Lake. He's like, they had momentum. We had to take it back and execute, and we did it.
Jared and I will be on that Avon Lake Berea Mid-Park game on Thursday. As he's pointed out, Oak Falls has wrapped up the conference championship, the outright, regardless of what happens. But I'm looking forward to calling. You and I will have two really, at least setup-wise, fantastic basketball games back-to-back this week at the end of the week.
I think it's a fun time for us. I really do. We've got another halftime score that we want to bring along. Shore Gals back in action, as we mentioned. They've got North Ridgeville SWC play. They're up 26-20 at the half. So, Paul Apple's looking at this and saying, hey, it might be viewed as some as a consolation prize. The three of us, I think, can understand that's not the case when you're talking about a team like Olmsted Falls. You finished second place in that tough and tumble Southwestern Conference. You've really earned something and have some momentum going into your tournament draw. So, of course, Paul will have that tournament draw tomorrow as the Shore Gals are in D3. But we'll have some interesting conversations with him in the week ahead, I think.
I bet that he and his assistants on the coaching staff, one of which is our teammate with the Chronicle Telegram and WEOL, Mike Rush, and then every young lady in that program, they're not happy with second place. They're like, yeah, because Paul has built, and you know this because you've covered that team a lot, they have built the attitude that they expect to win those big games, and they're not afraid of Olmsted Falls, and they're not afraid of Brush High School, and they're not afraid of Akron St. Vincent, St. Mary, and it's been something to watch, really.
And I agree with you, and I think that they've proven that they're up to those challenges, and that's why you're right. They're not necessarily saying that second place is what they're happy with, but I think if you're looking at it as that was a goal of ours that we didn't accomplish, there's nothing that we can do about that now. We have to move on, and they're going to look at that as a litmus test of playing a good Berea Mid-Park team who they had to come back against.
Yeah. They were
in their
down
first
20.
meeting. Yeah, and
in the first half.
Correct. According to Mike Rush, he had explained to us that it was a barrage. 7 threes, I think, in the first half propelled them to that lead. And, a workmanlike effort for the Shore Gals in the second half. They were able to put them away by 4 in the end. But it could be a different story going over to Berea Mid-Park and play. And I think you'll enjoy the environment over there. The vantage point very similar to where we're at here. So
Up
we should
above.
have a nice call.
Yeah. So we're ready to start this third quarter here at Midview High School. And you can see in the middle of that shot right there that Leah DeFranco will start the offense. Elyria comes out in a zone defense, and they almost come out with a pick. Open shot left wing. And getting her own rebound is Hunter Crum. This is Crum inside looking for a cutter, and there is nobody there, but Millie Volney is just active. Volney chased down that loose ball, created another look for the Middies that they couldn't count on, but man, Volney has been fun to watch. Elyria with some work to do. They haven't gone away. Midview has led by 7 twice, but the first time that the Middies led by 7, Elyria cut it to 2. And now they'll have to work their way back again. So the foul's inside, and it's on Midview's Jacinta Miller.
Just her second foul. So I think with that defensive assignment against Lucky, you'd say she's maybe a little bit ahead of schedule in terms of what her foul complement would be.
Well, the back-to-back 2 offensive players for Elyria, Lucky and Scott, both missing shots inside. This is Midview, that's Crum. And Elyria is going to get the basketball back. 7 seniors, Crum one of the 7 on the court. Actually 8 played because they have 2 senior managers and they put one in a uniform and played Marissa McGee for a couple of minutes in the first quarter tonight. It's been a fun atmosphere here at Midview High School today on Senior Day. There is Volney again. I'm telling you, Millie Volney is that type of player you love to have on your team that does all of these little things that just, they're not going to show up in the newspaper. Frankly, they won't show up in a box score either, but they'll show up on the floor. That's Volney finding her open teammate, Riley Fry, with the 3. And Camp Scott gets the loose ball. Here comes Scott quickly down the floor. This is DeChant. Caden traveled with the basketball. Caden's body got ahead of her feet. And it's a turnover for Elyria. Lay Pinkston in. And Kyra Body also in. Pinkston a freshman and Body a senior. The Middies will turn it over. Midview 3-10 in the Southwestern Conference. Elyria is 1-12. But the Pioneers riding a 2-game win streak, one win in the Southwestern over Amherst. And I said to Tony Brown, that's a decent win. I mean, I know that Amherst in conference play is 1-12 as well, but I think Dave Zavara's got those Comets playing really tough.
Well, there's pieces out there for Dave Zavara, and I think that's one of the things that's going to keep a guy like him real engaged with the progress of that team. He's got a really good post player. He's got a couple of shooters out there, and I think if he figures out how to control the ball a little bit more and get some guard play, he feels that they can do some things and grow together.
Beautiful ball movement by the Middies leads to that DeFranco floater that just falls off the rim. Cam Scott with the rebound, and here comes the Pioneer, who is leading Elyria in scoring right now. She's got 12. Scott's scored 12 of the 20. Misses off a screen, and it was Miller with the rebound. So here comes DeFranco. She looked at Volney, fill in the middle for a second, goes left side to Fry. Riley put it up. Thought she was going to make it. Oh, they called her for a travel. I thought maybe it was going to be a foul on Scott, and Riley makes the three. It's a 4-point opportunity, but it's a travel and a Midview turnover.
Yeah, that change of fortunes very quickly as we still have not had a score here in this third period of play, almost 3 minutes gone by.
27-20, just where we were when we took the halftime break. Midview in that 2-3 zone. Flash in the middle of that zone, Alexis Lucky. Lucky, the 6-foot sophomore for the Pioneers. She'll come up to the free throw line right now.
An interesting trailing 7. Elyria appears in no hurry to initiate.
Scott with a dribbling exhibition, and Cam Scott did everything but make the hoop. That was wonderful, the crossover dribbles, series of them to create that look. Playing defense for Elyria is Kyra Body. Midview gets off a shot, and it's Body that grabs the rebound. Kyra had it, lost it. Guess who's in the middle of it? It's Volney. And Midview gets the timeout.
It'll just be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. While we do that, Ron, I want to talk momentarily, about some other things going on aside from the world of hoops. Chronicle Telegram this morning featured a piece put together by you. The Winter Olympics are upon us. Opening ceremonies last night. I watched just a few minutes of them when I got home from our game, but it looked like quite the spectacle. I really like the Olympics, especially the Winter Games. I think I've always felt better about that. Not to say anything from our tremendous summer athletes, but it just seems like there's more for me to do in the summer that I'm,
I think
getting
that's
kind
one
of
the
confused.
keys to the
exactly.
viewing. Absolutely.
Where, I always look at this, you can fall asleep to the Olympics, and not that it's boring, but it's just you sort of fall asleep, then wake up again, and they're still on. It's great, and you have that feeling. But you added a tremendous piece from a colleague of yours, a former colleague, retired from LCCC, about her tales speed skating, and I'll let you kind of present some of that as we go on with this broadcast.
Sure.
But just for those that haven't seen it yet, access your e-edition, go pick up a copy. Ron Yantz's story is tremendous in the Chronicle Telegram regarding speed skating in the Winter Games.
Well, it's on Eric Hayden, and Hayden was the only winter athlete to win 5 golds in one Olympics. He won 5 in the 1980 Olympics in speed skating. And I got a chance to talk to Eric a couple of years ago on the occasion of the 45-year anniversary of that run.
We got a 30-second timeout, so that'll help you with this Hayden story.
And, he's in Salt Lake City now. He's an orthopedic surgeon and still involved in speed skating, obviously, as a fan. But one of the things that was really interesting to me talking to, and it was Katie Marquardt who set me up for the interview with Eric Hayden, and Katie is the woman that Jared mentioned. She was on the Olympic speed skating team in 1984 and in 1988. Her best friend on those teams was the equally stellar Bonnie Blair. I mean, if you think of Eric Hayden on the men's side, it's Bonnie Blair on the women's side.
So growing up, my dad would tell me about that because the skaters I remember were Bonnie Blair, Dan Jansen on the men's side, and I thought that he was just tremendous, and he was. But my dad said Eric Hayden was really, really special.
Inside, guess who? It's Elyria's Alexis Lucky. Followed her own miss with a make. She's got 10. And it's Lucky and Scott who still remain the only two players for Elyria. They've got 22 points. Inside, Volney against Lucky. Leah DeFranco, cross-court pass. That's Riley Fry with it for Midview. Midview is yet to score. DeFranco throws up a 3, and they're going to call her for traveling. They're going to say Leah got it, did a hop step, and it's called a travel.
It's a tough sledding out there. No pun regarding the weather. When you get in that situation where a premier player in this matchup and somebody that really doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes out there is called for the walk or the too many steps or the pick down up, you name it, whatever the case was, results in a travel.
So the Middies in a full court press, as you can see in our camera shot provided to you by Zach Sprague. And Elyria looks like they're not sure what to do. They've got 6 players on the floor, and they finally get the 6th player off the floor. There's some confusion. There's a baseball pass. It's a deep one. It's a real good one. Cam Scott couldn't bring it in. Man, that was a beautiful length of the floor pass that Scott just couldn't bring in. And how about that? There's the first bucket of the second half for the Middies, and it's Riley Fry. Fry's got 6 points, both of them outside the arc. Here comes Scott the other way. Brooklyn Cruz, top of the key. And fighting through that screen was Leah DeFranco. And the basketball went off Elyria Scott, so Midview's going to get it back.
Guys, are we going to call that one 25 yards on a rope, that pass?
That's a beautiful
You
pass.
think we're going to see one like that in the Super Bowl tomorrow? I don't know. I think it'll be a completion, but that might be yards after the catch. I don't know. Darnold can sling it. Drake May a little bit banged up coming into this one.
Hunter Crum with the basketball looking for a baseline cutter. She gets DeFranco, top of the key. Cam Scott doing a nice job on Leah DeFranco defensively. This is Fry, gets a screen from DeFranco. Midview with 1 bucket here in the third quarter. Elyria with 1 bucket in the third. And the Middies just knocked down their second 3. It's Hunter Crum again. Crum's got 11 points, 9 of those 11 from outside the arc. And the travel in the backcourt. I don't know how many travels have been called in this game, but it is significant. It's got to be in the double digits.
Another Elyria turnover, and that's been tough. You think about this now, Midview up 11, and just a few moments ago, we were stuck in a 27-20 game with no real threat from either team. And then Elyria scored a bucket, and it seems to have awoken the Middies.
Middies have scored back-to-back 3s, and they've got the basketball. DeFranco on the crossover. Nice ball fake by Leah. That rolled and dropped, and she was fouled. Fouls on Elyria's Alexis Lucky. That is her 3rd, and DeFranco's at the foul line with her first bucket of the second half. She's got 6 points. She'll look for 7 at the free throw line. That was a dramatic tour around the iron rim.
Certainly was, and if Sheik is able to convert on this 3-point play, meaning DeFranco, this could feel like quite the mountain for Elyria to have to come back from. And a whole fourth quarter and 2.5 minutes left to play here in the third. But this would be a sizable lead if they were able to push it to 14.
So DeFranco, the 76% free throw shooter on the season, shoots the tail end of the 3-point opportunity, and she makes it. Leah's got 7, and her team's got 35. They're up 13. Press in the backcourt, and coming in from behind, stealing it, and then activity on the sideline, and the ball is out of bounds. They're going to say Elyria will retain possession. That was Molly Oakley coming up from behind, playing defense from Midview, doing a real nice job. Oakley, a sophomore. A couple of sophomores. Jacinta Miller, another one that play a lot for head coach Brittany McNamara Cole. Cruz to the basket, and Cruz got a shot blocked, but Harley Crum, the sophomore younger sister to Hunter, is going to get called for the foul. So number 4, Brooklyn Cruz, will toe the 15-point charity stripe. Cruz scoreless so far this afternoon. That is the first free throw attempt of the second half for Elyria. They've got only one basket. That was an Alexis Lucky hoop. And the guys in the shipyard for Midview, the fans back there, really making it uncomfortable for Brooklyn Cruz. Fighting for the rebound, we got a Pioneer down on the floor.
Step aside, take a quick break, and give you an update on that condition as we return. It's the Girls Cage matchup here on WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
You can't get away from that guy's voice.
Quick on the draw, that's what he is. I have a feeling, young Sprague, that you and I will be treated to some weather updates from that guy at some point as he chases the cold this afternoon. Not really falling the snow. We're not supposed to get any more of that. You're going after the cold. You were hunting it.
I'm going after the cold. I wish we would get more snow. And the young Sprague that my partner Jared Kozar is referring to is not somebody from the Jack and Beanstalk fairy tale story. It's Zach Sprague, the Midview Middie, the alum, the Lorain County Community College first-year student, the play-by-play voice of the Gamers team at Lorain County Community College.
We'll go ahead and call him esports.
Esports. And there's Volney. Millie Volney, and she's getting a shakedown from her teammates. Riley Fry came across the court, grabbed Millie by her shoulders, and almost separated them in her excitement for Volney making that hoop.
Well, and I think they're starting to feel it here on Senior Day, pushing that lead out to 16 with less than 2 minutes to play. That, even if the campaign hasn't necessarily gone the way that you want it to, if you're a Lady Middie out there, you have a chance to win at home in front of your parents, your friends, and all the other seniors here.
We got a lane violation on Elyria, so Volney is going to get another look at it.
Matt Mossberger has been all over it here in this second half in terms of making sure that rules are rules.
And Volney makes good on the opportunity. So Millie Volney's got 3. And the Middies have 39. They're up 17 right now over Elyria. And it's a double dribble on the Pioneers, Nalani Vinovich. Vinovich, a sophomore, wearing number 22. Back in for Midview, Hunter Crum, the three-point specialist.
Guys, you get the feeling, and I don't know, I mean, storyline-wise, we can talk about this in between the quarters. Just halftime might have been the worst thing that could happen to the Pioneers. They had just not come out and looked like they were, the team that was putting it together in that second quarter. And it might even go back to when Tony Brown had the technical foul that sort of came out of nowhere. They haven't been the same.
Well, if you look back, and you made the point, and I think this is the third quarter we're still in, as the Middies score on an inbound play. Nice pass and score. Haley Crum with the hoop, the sophomore with her first bucket. There was about 5 minutes left in the quarter, maybe 4, and you had pointed out that we're halfway through the quarter and there had yet to be a bucket made. It was still 27-20. So if you think you fast forward about 3.5 minutes, since that time, the Middies have scored 14, now 16 points in about 3.5 minutes. That's Crum again on a beautiful feed. Crum came along the baseline wide open, and the Middies are up 21. Foul in the backcourt. Fouls on Volney.
We talked about it to close out the first half. It said we kind of agreed that Midview had methodically built a lead, with 6-7 points that they took into the intermission. And then again, both teams kind of stagnant to start this third period. But since Elyria scored at about that 5-minute mark, they haven't scored again in the quarter.
Since, yeah.
They haven't scored since, and Midview has dominated.
And the Middies press. Last regular season game of the year for the Middies. Elyria will play 2 more. Middies with another steal. This is DeFranco with the basketball. Looks right, goes right. That's Crum, steps into the 3. She missed it, but she'll get another opportunity off the glass, and it didn't go. Nice rebound and feed by Jordan Kinder. Kinder grabbed the miss on the 3 by her teammate Crum, gave it right back to Hunter, and Hunter almost made it as she was fouled.
And that's going to be the 4th foul on Lucky. So if you're thinking about, what you want to do in terms of a set for Elyria, that's probably going to eliminate her until halfway through the 4th period of play. Not sure. I don't want to second guess Tony Brown and company in terms of what they want to do personnel-wise. But, yes, that young lady will take a seat right now, and that is a weapon you can ill afford to have unavailable.
You've got a whole 4th quarter to play. And, all the coaches that manage the minutes do exactly what Tony just did. You don't want somebody in foul trouble picking up, the crucial one in the last minute of a quarter. So he got lucky out. Middies with the ball, 42 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. It's been a 3rd quarter that has been, actually it's been like half of a 3rd quarter that's been all Midview. And another travel.
Tony Brown, I think, beside himself that he can't stalk the sideline there. He can't march up and down after receiving that technical foul. He's got to stay seated. It's not part of what his demeanor is during a game.
Midview's double-team trap as the Pioneers, specifically Brooklyn Cruz, dribbled over half court, created that turnover. So maybe we should start giving the Midview defense a little credit. We've talked an awful lot about their scoring barrage over the last 3.5 minutes, but their defense has really created it. And a strong drop-step move by Haley Crum inside. That's Crum with 6 points, all in the quarter. That's Cruz with the basketball, and Kinder fouled her. So Jordan's going to pick up the foul. Kinder, a senior. Let's name all the seniors. Jordan Kinder, Hunter Crum, Riley Fry, Bella Makowski, Maddie Babel, Leah DeFranco, Amelia Volney, those 7 players. And then Marissa McGee and Taylor Mueller-Lancer, the 2 student managers. 9 seniors. Elyria, good ball movement. Easy hoop by Emma Edwards. That's Emma's first basket. Everybody's up, healthy, ready to go. And we've got 11 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. DeFranco looks inside, goes inside, and the ball skips out of bounds. This gym named after Ed Kabuski, who in the 1950s was the Grafton High School basketball coach, and then the first basketball coach of Midview High School when it became Midview in 1956. So we're 1 quarter left, 3 quarters in the books, and the Middies with a commanding lead. It's 46-24.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
The Elyria Pioneers, and in your shot there is Pinkston, number 5 for the Pioneers. They've got some work to do in this 4th and final quarter if they want to win their 3rd game in a row. It's Pinkston with a basketball. Step back 3 looks good. It was just a little bit long. Trying to control it, almost pulling down the rebound on the loose ball was Kyra Body. But Midview's going to get the basketball back. Back to Ed Kabuski for a second. So he's the longtime Grafton High School head coach. And then in 1956, they took Carlisle, Belden, Eaton, Grafton, and they made it all Midview. And Ed Kabuski was the very first basketball coach here at Midview High School. Ed Kabuski was also my father's basketball coach at Grafton High School. And then my dad was a senior in 1956 here at Midview with Ed Kabuski as his coach. Ed Kabuski, Jared, was in the Midview system for so long, he was my driver's education instructor when I was a student at Midview. That's a 3 by Pinkston, and it's a good one for the Pioneers, and boy, they needed that. They had only 2 buckets in the 3rd quarter, and they get one here early in the 4th. So Mr. Kabuski was around for a long time.
And after seeing you maneuver through a tornado on the way home from Dayton once, I would say he did a pretty remarkable job. with no phone.
With no phone. Elyria picking up the defense. Pioneers trying to battle back from a 22-point deficit. They've scored 5 straight. That's Bella Sauer with her first bucket. Well, I've got to give credit to Mrs. Ketchum. She was my actual in-car instructor. Kabuski was the classroom instructor, and then we had Mrs. Ketchum, who would get in the car with us. She was a bus driver for Midview, and then instructed students on how to drive the smaller cars. You know, if you can drive a bus or a semi, you can drive anything, right?
Sure, yeah, that's what you got to think.
It's 46-29. The Middies in a blowout right now over the Pioneers of Elyria.
Now, as the second of the Yance children to go through that program, were you maybe, what were the expectations on you? Were you a disappointing driver student? Was the attitude there that they didn't want to see?
Well, I'll tell you where the disappointment was, and it's Leah DeFranco with a steal. And the Midview senior looking to her left. She goes to her left, and Elyria is going to steal it. That's Pinkston with the steal. Pinkston's played great in this 4th quarter. Nice little lead. Pinkston will chase it down and whistle on the sideline. Who's got the basketball? I think Midview's going to have the basketball. It's a line change for Brittany McNamara-Cole. 4 Middies in the game. Before I left today, I was watching the Italy-Sweden women's hockey game. So in the Olympics, so that was a line change right there.
Yeah,
almost complete. It was 4 of 5, subbed out by Coach McNamara-Cole. All that's left in this one are just for the minutes to tick away. 5:38 left. Jacinta Miller inside. That's a beautiful feed from DeFranco, and Miller's got her 10th point. So Mr. McAvina was the math teacher here at Midview High School. He taught all the high-level math, calculus, trigonometry. And my sister Tammy, you asked, she's the oldest of the Yance children in the family of 4 of Ron and Barb. And she was ahead of me, and Tammy was a genius, is a genius, brilliant specifically in science and math. So I get to Mr. McAvina's class, trigonometry, and we're going to shoot free throws. Shooting free throws for Midview will be Audrey Gerber. The foul is on Elyria's number 11. That's Emma Edwards, and for Emma, that's her first. I'm not good at math. I avoided math like the plague, but somehow I ended up in trig class, and it's not going well for me. And after like 2 weeks, I walk up to Mr. McAvina, who had my sister Tammy, the mathematical genius, and I said, Mr. McAvina, I don't think this is going well for me. I don't think I'm going to stick around. I'm going to drop this class now while I still can. And he looked at me without hesitation and said, Ron, that's a real good decision. You're nothing like your sister. That was the truth, and it didn't bother me. Inside, that's Harley Crum with a bucket. She's got 8.
I think that's a good decision for you to quit. Oh, the education system of the early 80s.
It certainly has changed, that's for certain. You know, I was at, and it's at the point in a game like this where you're, just starting to tell stories. It's a 21-point game with just a couple of minutes left. Elyria will have the ball on the inbound. I was at Old Grafton School this week. I'm going to give a picture talk presentation at Grafton School on February 17th, and I hope both of my partners, Jared Kozar and Zach Sprague, are there because I think you'll enjoy it. But anyways, I was at the old school that I went to elementary school at. this week. It's since closed. It's an art area now where you can rent out space and work your art. And the woman who runs it now is taking me into what used to be the principal's office at Grafton School. It's not that anymore. It's a studio space for an artist.
Right where you belong.
And I
in the
said to
principal's
her,
office.
I said, you know what? I said, this is where the desk was for the assistant for the principal. And I said, through that door right there, and I pointed to my left, was where the principal was. And I said, that's where you would go if you were going to get a SWAT. And and she chuckled and she said, do you know that firsthand experience or firsthand, backhand experience? And I said, yes, I do. And she says, wow, how things have changed.
Weren't you in a situation where you were asked to sort of roll over on one of your classmates and you refused to do it, and that's how you found yourself there?
One of those, yes.
Yeah.
So Elyria with the ball, good ball movement, open look, and the shot does not go down for Emma Edwards. Emma had a real good look at it. And hustling on the floor with the basketball is Elise Manise. And Manise's hustle it's going to end up in Midview getting the basketball because the Middies own the possession arrow.
We got a final. It was Avon taking apart Amherst today in SWC action, 51-29 girls hoops. So Avon getting healthy at the right time, it seems like.
At Southwestern Conference, we've talked about it. Tony Brown said, when I said you've won 2 in a row, and he goes, more importantly, one win was in the Southwestern Conference. He said, we'll take one there anytime we can get it. I think you can make the argument, certainly over the last 4 years, there's a 3, and it's good. Boy, Hunter Crum is feeling it this afternoon. Crum has 4 threes made, and she's got 14 points. I think you can make the argument over the last 5 years that there might not be a better conference on the girls' side in the state of Ohio than the Southwestern Conference, because you've got Homestead Falls, Midview, and Avon Lake in the last 5 years. One of those 3 teams, and in a couple of years, 2 of those 3 teams have been in the state Final Four.
Sure, you had Falls and Midview make it. Then the following year, Falls got back down there and captured it, sent it all the way there. Falls lost to a tremendous White House Anthony Wayne team in a regional final last year. I'm sorry, that was a state semifinal. State semi. And
Avon Lake in the Final Four last year, state championship.
So,
and they played a Division III team that was a Division I roster in Cincinnati McNicholas. So you've got Midview, Homestead Falls on multiple occasions, and Avon Lake in the last 5 years that have dotted the I on the landscape of the state Final Four. If anybody gets back there this year, realistically, I think you made the point earlier, it's going to be Homestead Falls. I mean, Avon Lake, they'll have to pull an upset, I think. And, maybe I'll eat my words on that, but I don't think they're as strong this year as they were last year. They're still very good, as you saw the other night, but, man, it takes a lot to get to the Final Four. 3 for Elyria, and that one is knocked down by Cadence Niemeyer. Niemeyer's first bucket. It's 53-32, 3 minutes left in this basketball game. Midview with the commanding lead. It was 27-20 Middies at halftime. And then it was 27-20 midway through the third quarter. And then from about the 3:30 mark in the third quarter to this point right now, it has been a blitzkrieg by the Middies.
It certainly has. The back-to-back threes in Elyria that we saw earlier this quarter, just now, have been really some promising signs of life from them. But again, I think there was something fundamentally that just it disjointed them after the Tony Brown, the technical foul, which we still didn't get the explanation that I think that Coach Brown wanted.
So this is DeFranco with a basketball. Kinder will take the shot, the senior. And nobody touched it except for Kinder, so Elyria is going to get it back. Back in the game is the student manager, number 23 for Midview, a senior, Marissa McGee.
Yeah, back in the game, and I think that maybe they want to
they're taking them out one at a time. Riley Fry just came out, got a hug from Brittany Cole McNamara. Fry, one of the 7 senior players.
I think Midview would also like to align for Kinder to maybe get a bucket of some kind here, too. She's scoreless in the game right now, but she did take the last couple of shots.
And we got a
timeout.
Timeout by Elyria.
It'll be a full timeout. We'll take one as well. Step aside, and we'll bring it back to you. The conclusion, 2:05 left to play here in the ball game. It's the girls' cage matchup, Elyria and Midview, online at WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
There are the banners of the seniors honored here today, hanging from the rafters here at Kabuski Gymnasium and Troy DeFranco Court, home of the Midview Middies. I was watching the Elyria huddle during that timeout, and Coach Brown had the dry erase board out, still coaching this Pioneer basketball team up. 2 minutes left in a 53-32 Elyria deficit, so that was good to see. Had the complete attention of his team. Backing down inside, putting up a shot off the glass was Elyria's Pinkston. And DeFranco with a rebound. Down to McGee. McGee put up a shot. It's what everybody wanted. And there's a whistle and a foul in the backcourt. It's going to go on Midview. McGee missed it. She's smiling at it right now. Just to pick up the storyline, if you're just tuning in, Marissa McGee is a student manager. She's a senior. And as a gift to her, the team and the coaching staff decided to put her in her uniform today and play her if they could. And she played 2 minutes in the first quarter. And then as this game has really opened up here in the second half, she's back in the game to close it out. It's fun to see.
Unique, and yeah, it is fun to see. And hats off to Coach McNamara, Cole, and her staff to just align this the way they did with 7 seniors, and you mentioned a senior manager. So basically playing 8 that may not always be on the floor, or, well, certainly you can't have 8, but just rotationally to get them different opportunities and looks has been impressive.
Well, sometimes you and I have seen teams who play defense where it looks like they've got 8 on the floor. And I think that Elyria probably feels a little bit that way in the second half against Midview's defense.
I think that's why they broke the huddle with 6 once. They said, see if we can sneak one out there.
Yeah. Approaching the 1 minute mark left in this basketball game. The Middies still playing that tough defense. McGee looking for a steal. 50 seconds left. That's Kinder playing defense. Clearing the lane, putting it up off the glass, and it didn't roll in. Almost a bucket for Armani Garrett for Elyria. Babble to Kinder. Kinder left of the lane. And Kinder got fouled. She's going to shoot free throws. It's Armani Garrett who's going to pick up the foul.
This would be a chance for Kinder to get in the scorebook, something I think that Midview bench would like to see. Oh, it's not going to result in free throws. They're going to take it out of bounds.
Pass was into Kinder, and it goes out of bounds and off a Pioneer, they'll say. So the Middies will keep it.
And I think Leah DeFranco has remained in the game in order to try to get some of these Lady Middies a good look, set them up for something.
Lead pass to the cutter to the basket. It was Maddie Babel. 30 seconds left in this basketball game. Midview's regular season will wrap up. Elyria's got 2 games left. They'll play Buckeye on the 11th and then at Brookside to close out the year on the 14th. That's Kinder with a rebound. McGee with it. 20 seconds left. McGee's going to get it back. Nice feed inside. McGee to Babel. Babel had it and lost it. The steal by Armani Garrett. And then 13 seconds left. 5 players will come in off the Midview bench.
Foul, number 32. That's going to be an Elyria foul, so Midview retains possession. And, yeah, you're right. There's the line change. And a big round of applause for the seniors that are going to step off the floor for their final time here in terms of a regular season game at Midview.
Well, tears in the eyes of Maddie Babel as she comes off, the senior. The dedication, by the time you reach your senior year, and if you're in the youth sports environment that most people are today, a 3 in the air and it's good. How about that? By Allie Winslow. Winslow hit a junior almost at the buzzer, and that puts the exclamation point on the final regular season game for the Midview Middies. 56-32. Midview, a winner on senior night. They improved to 7-15 on the season. Jared Kozar, Ron Jans, Zach Sprague along with you. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you some final thoughts, some final stats, and set up the rest of this week because it's going to be busy on the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel and the streaming service at WEOL.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Senior night, or in this specific case, senior afternoon, a success at Midview High School. The Lady Middies knock off the Pioneers of Elyria, 56-32 the final. It was 10-9 Elyria after one quarter of play, then 27-20 Midview at halftime. It stayed 27-20 for half of that third quarter. Neither team could score. And then Midview just went on a blitz. They just poured it on, picked up the defensive pressure, defense turned to offense, and the Middies led 46-24 after three quarters, and then they cruised. Scored only 10 points in the fourth quarter, but didn't need to score any more points. They win at 56-32. If you look at the individual scoring, we'll start with the Pioneers of Elyria High School. For most of the game, they had just two players that had scored. It was Alexis Lucky and Cam Scott. At halftime, they had 20 of the 20 points by the Pioneers. Lucky had 8 points and Scott had 12. Scott did not score in the second half, and Lucky scored only one basket in the second half. There were four other players that scored for Elyria. So Lucky finished with 10, Scott finished with 12. Bella Sauer had a bucket for the Pioneers. Pinkston had a 3-point bucket. Emma Edwards had a field goal for 2 points. And then Cadence Niemeyer had a 3-point shot. She finished with 3 points. Elyria finished with 32. For the Middies, they had 56 total, and their scoring was really spread out. They had 9 players score today for head coach Brittany McNamara Cole. Off the bench, it was Allie Winslow who hit a 3, and Allie hit it just at the buzzer there at the end of the game. Millie Volney played all over the court today. She was active with everything, and she also added a bucket and a free throw. She had 3 points. Audrey Gerber had 4. It was a 3-point shot and a free throw. Harley Crum, the sophomore, the little sister to Hunter, had 8 points off the bench, all of those in the second half. She was outstanding. And then Jacinta Miller, the 5'7" sophomore, not only had to play Illyria's top scorer defensively, but scored a little herself. Jacinta had 10 points for the Middies. The starters went like this. Leah DeFranco had 7 points. Bella Makowski had 1. Riley Fry had 6. And Hunter Crum led all scorers this afternoon, both Midview and Elyria. The senior, the 5'8" senior, had 14. 7 senior players, 2 senior managers from Midview on senior Saturday. And let's go through that group of young ladies again. The Midview trainers, 2 team managers, Marissa McGee and Taylor Mueller-Lancer. Good luck to them as seniors here at Midview High School. And then the 7 senior players, Millie Volney, Maddie Babel, Bella Makowski, Riley Fry, Hunter Crum, Jordan Kinder, and Leah DeFranco. That's a great class. When you have 7 players that make it all the way through to your senior year, I mean, a lot of times, let's face it, by the time you're a senior, there are maybe 3 or 4 in a class that still have made it through the, just the rigor that it takes to be an athlete at any level. Midview had 7 make it all the way through.
There's about 5 or 6 things that can happen, none of them necessarily good when it applies to that. You could suffer an injury. You could just lose interest in the sport. You could transfer out. There's different things. There's ways that, your time could be taken up with different activities, and you're right. And especially when you think about where we were at with this ball club a few years back, these are the girls that maybe didn't make the trip to Dayton but saw what was possible. It's not going to result in that this year for them, at least not right now. But it's one of those situations that they said, I want to be there, I want to contribute, and I want to buy into that. And that says a lot about where you're at in terms of a community the size of Midview. And to have that sort of buy-in, I think you're exactly right.
So Midview goes to 7-15 on the year, 4-10 in the Southwestern Conference. The regular season is over for the Middies. They have a tournament draw that will happen tomorrow, and so they'll await to find out when they play next and where. For Elyria, they've got 2 regular season games left, and they all happen next week. On the 11th, they play at home against Buckeye, and then on the road on the 14th at Brookside. Their tournament draw won't be until February 15th, so it's going to be a while before the Pioneers find out where they're at. Jared, this week, it's a big week. Want to recap it quickly?
Huge week. Well, before we get to that, a couple of final scores to pass along SWC play. Avon Lake finishes out their home campaign with a victory over Ridgeville, 58-51. Again, one more game remaining. We'll talk about that momentarily, but congratulations to the Shore Gals and a bounce-back win, 58-51 over Ridgeville today, and it was Avon knocking off Amherst, 51-29. So Avon, and we talked about that, they're a team that played better in the second half, played healthier in the second half in terms of SWC play and how that was concerned. So that does bring to light our week ahead online at WEOL.com and, of course, the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. That's going to feature a game Tuesday evening. It'll be us over at Avon. Michael Keefe will make the trip over there for Avon and Lorraine on Tuesday night in a non-conference affair. And then this 3-pack will go over to Berea Mid-Park Thursday evening in a game that we lost to Weather last week. And we'll see that basically, again, second place on the line, the runner-up in the SWC, which is, I think, pretty prestigious territory when you think about what Olmsted Falls has accomplished in their record in conference. So we should have a pretty exciting matchup there over at Berea Mid-Park. And then Friday, I want to preface this because I said it earlier, it could be a showdown for all the marbles. Keystone still has Wellington on the schedule. That game did not get played last night. That'll get made up on Tuesday evening, Keystone and Wellington. The Dukes maybe not having the year that they would have imagined, but that's a big-time rivalry game, and you don't want to just look past them if you're Jeff Holzhauer and the Wildcats, and I'm sure they're not. But if they take care of what they're supposed to take care of, that would set up a gigantic matchup for us over there at Keystone in LaGrange on Friday evening, as they would take on undefeated in conference Brookside for a share if you're Keystone, and another outright for Larry Babbick's and company with the Brookside Cardinals. So it gets no bigger than that.
It is set to be a electric atmosphere, and I can't wait to be there for both of those games. Hey, we want to thank a few folks. We want to thank my broadcast partner, Jared Kozar. I want to thank our teammate, Zach Sprague, on the camera tonight. We want to thank the Chronicle Telegram, the YouTube channel, for bringing you the broadcast, WEOL.com, the streaming service. Our sponsors, of course, always thankful for them, Nick Abraham Buick GMC, Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, located on Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Lorraine County Community College, it's real education for good jobs. The Lorraine Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone energy partner. The City of Elyria, we'd like to thank. Visit thecityofelyria.com today. And also Eco Tree Services, a longtime sponsor at WEOL, your complete tree care company. Your final today, one more time from Midview High School. Midview knocks off Elyria 56-32. For Zach Sprague, Jared Kozar, I'm Ron Yance. Have a warm and safe weekend, everybody. It's Super Bowl Sunday next. Who will be the